So Lagos state government is working out a way where tenants in Lagos can start to pay rent per month, right? So instead of paying 1 year rent, we can start to pay rent per month. When I heard the news, it doesn't really sound right to me, but I'm going to talk about it here so that everybody will drop their opinion. Yesterday, they do Babajide Sanwo-Olu 2 years in office. So what the old commissioners got the show with it that they work on. You understand? And that is when Commissioner for Housing came and told us that they are working on something that will make landlords start collecting rent every month so that people living in Lagos do not need to gather rent per year again. Let me show you this news as they come. The Lagos state government said it is finalizing plans to introduce monthly and quarterly rent payment system aimed at easy financial burden on residents, especially low-income earners. The Commissioner for Housing, Mr. Moruf Akinderu-Fatai, disclosed at the 2025 ministerial press briefing to commemorate Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu's second year in office on Tuesday. He said the initiative was part of a broader effort to make housing accessible and affordable for residents. He recalled that the state had earlier launched a rent-to-own housing scheme, which allowed tenants to make an initial 5% down payment and spread the balance over a 10-year period. That initiative was well received, and its success encouraged us to explore new ways to reduce the pressure of yearly rent payment, he said. According to him, many tenants, particularly those with modest incomes, find it difficult to pay rent annually. Akinderu-Fatai added that we believe that monthly or quarterly payment options will give people more breathing space and reduce the stress associated with sourcing lump sums. He noted that the government was currently engaging landlords, property developers, and other key players in the real estate sector to understand the challenges and fine-tune the policy before rolling it out. He said, of course, there are issues to resolve, things like landlord cooperation, payment tracking, and enforcement. But discussions are ongoing and we are listening to all sides. The commissioner added that the government was fully committed to the plan, working diligently to implement a pilot phase in selected areas of the state. This is not just policy on paper. We are making real progress. We know what this means for many families, and we are determined to make it happen, he said. Your Excellency, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, Governor of Lagos State. First and foremost, well done. At least you people are trying to solve the problem of Lagosians, people living in Lagos. But you see, in trying to solve the problem of people living in Lagos, we must first of all know what the problem of people living in Lagos are. Those of us who live in Lagos, we rent houses in Lagos, we pay rent in Lagos, I'm not sure that we have ever any day come to complain that the problem we have is that we want to be paying rent monthly. I'm not sure, because if you ask me and many other people who live in Lagos and pay rent, it's even more healthier to pay yearly than to pay monthly. I'm not going to pay rent today, finish, because they think about next month. In fact, if I get money, I want to pay 2 years. Make I focus on other things. And not be saying that rent will come every month. That's one. Secondly, when a landlord collects rent monthly, it becomes more expensive. For example, if a house rent is 1 million naira per, or let's call it 1.2 million per year, and landlord wants to be collecting it every month, you know, we collect 100,000 every month again. Normally, when you divide 1.2 million into a year, it's supposed to be 100k per month, but landlord no agree again. You go carry the rent, go 150 every month. If you want pay 1 year, pay 1.2. That's why nowadays 2 years rent don't they come back. If you want rent house now, some people are asking for 2 years, and you find out that they will give you the two options. If you want pay 1 year, pay 6 million per year. But if you want pay 2 years, pay 10 million, which means if you pay 2 years, pay 5 million. You understand? Your Excellency, if you want to fix these issues of housing, number one, the first set of people you will attend to is those witchcraft that call themselves agents. You see those ones that be winch. Now that they help landlord increase rent, not be landlord even they increase rent themselves, because they're not saying that the rent now go determine their commission. So when landlord tells say this house, I won't give her 2 million per year, now they will say, baba, I got 2 million, they got 3 million, they got 3.5, 4 million long bouncing. They are the ones pushing those landlords. That's one. Secondly, they are not doing 20% on agency. That is madness. Can you please attend to those people? They should have an association where we can report them when they are running mad. An association that regulates them. If organizers can have an association, I don't know why agents cannot. And association that regulates them, why will I be paying 20% for a house for only agency agreement to go cost into now 20%? Another area you need to look at too. Which kind of wicked lawyers collecting 20% for agreement? So if I'm renting a house for 1 million naira per year, agent 200,000, agreement 200,000, damage is 100,000, house will be 1 million down to 1.5 of total payment. That is what you should look at. That's one. Another problem you need to look at for is the problem of land prices. Why are they selling land in Magodo 500 million naira? It is directly affecting rents because nobody will buy one plot 500 million, build 6 blocks of flats. You tell me they collect 2 million per year. Not possible. You go carry rent, go 10 million. As I'm talking to you now, in Magodo Estate, they are now renting 3-bedroom flat for 7 million, 8 million, and people are paying because they have no choice. Okay, more leave Magodo. Magodo na luxury. K2. Why is K2 selling plots of land for 100 million? K2 don't they sell 100 million? So who will buy a plot at 100 million and build 6 blocks of flat and now start renting it out at 2 million? How? When he want, which kind of profit be that one? So house when I buy land 100 million, I build the house with like 50 million, that's 150 million, and I 6 blocks of flat there inside. I'll call it collect like. First and foremost, I know if you build 6 blocks of flat 50 million. So let's call the building like 80 million. So that's 180 million. I'll call it collect 1.5 per flat. How? Or I'll call it collect 2 million per flat. The full 6 flats will be 12 million. For we are put 180 million. You get the way they be, you know. So if we can regulate land prices, at least if we cannot regulate cement and road and toilet because they import that one, we can regulate the land. The land is for the government. So government should regulate the land. Stop this unnecessary increase of land price. Then for those of us who live in Lagos, I think we need to start looking at the way of living outside Lagos. It's cheaper and better. If you work in a Ikeja, right? If you work in Ikeja, you have no business going to pay 3 million naira per flat in Surulere. It does not make sense. The time you go take from Ikeja reach Surulere, who they go Shagamu, don't reach Shagamu. Why not buy land in Shagamu for 5 million? I'm not just buy land in Shagamu for 5 million. You are living in Ikeja, you are going to Surulere. Before you reach Surulere, me, I go down with Shagamu. Shagamu has better roads to go to and everything, you know. We should start considering moving outside, especially when you drive. And the SNSC Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, that road that leads from Ikorodu Garage to Ijebu, the one that they're going to expand that road. There are many estates on that road that people want to develop. So development is slower than it should be because we don't have a good road. Once we dualize that road and the road is smooth, I will move to Ikorodu. I will move there. Because from that place I can connect Ekpe. And from that place I can come back to mainland. So can we start working on those areas, please?